welcome to another episode of Cook with Brooke. Today we are cooking quiches. It's one of my favorite things to cook, and what I love about quiches is just a basic, classic, core group of ingredients, and then you can add anything like that you want from the refrigerator. So our favorite things to add are ham and spinach. So I'm going to make 2 quiches for you today, and then my secret combination of cheeses, which puts my quiche recipe over the top. I'm telling you. Okay, so this is what we got to start with. These are our ingredients. So to make things easy, you buy pre-frozen pie shells. So these come 2 to a pack, and I recommend buying the deep dish kind. So easy breezy. So they come in its own little pan, blah, blah. We're done. The next thing you want to do is you want to pre-cook the pie shell just a little bit so it's not soggy when you put the ingredients in. So I have foil that I have cut out, and I'm just going to put it in. First of all, let me just back up for a minute. I preheated my oven to 375. That's key. Okay, so back to this. So you just put the foil in like this, and then I have pie weights. You can use dried beans if you want, but I have pie weights. I've had these things for over 20 years. You just keep reusing them. They're great. So I'm going to split in half and put them on, because you don't want the crust to bubble. You can also stab it with a fork, and I'm going to do that after I remove these pie weights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the pie shells with the pie weights for 10 minutes at 375, and then I'm going to remove the pie weights and the foil. I'll poke it with a fork and then stick it back in there for another 7 minutes. So here we go. So while the pie crusts are cooking, we're going to start making the quiche itself, the custard for the quiche. So let's get started. I've got 2 glass bowls since I'm making 2 quiches. And what you need are 4 eggs per quiche and a cup of half and half per quiche. So we're going to start with that. So let's crack the eggs, get them in. 4 per. I love using fresh eggs because the yolks are so huge and they taste really good. Even this little one has a big yolk. Okay, there's 4 in there. Let's do 4 over here. That one was a biggie. 3, 4. Let me just rinse my hands right quick. Okay, so now we're going to put a cup of half and half in each one. So let me measure out a cup. Okay, there's a cup for that one. And a cup for this one. All right, thank you for coming. Here's that. Now just get a whisk. And whisk them together. Just break up the yolks. So we can add the other ingredients. Okay. Next one. Just really quickly. Okay. So, next is my cheese combo. And this, I've tested out. This is the best cheese combo ever for quiche. It's Fontina and Gruyere cheeses. So I'm going to use about a handful each in each quiche. And I would guess that's probably about a half cup. My hands are small. So here's the Fontina. And a handful. You know, everything in the quiche is like ish. You don't have to really be precise about everything. This is the Gruyere. It's just good. Yum. That's probably a lot. Okay. So next, what I have, I'm just going to blend this just a little bit. I'm not going to add salt yet because the cheeses add, they have a lot of salt in them, and so you don't want to over salt. So at the very end, I'll probably just put like a little in there. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so first I have this little cubed ham. This is going to go in quiche number 1. Just like that. And see, it's all good, and there's nothing bad about that. So the next one I have spinach, and what I've done, this is just frozen spinach. It's chopped spinach, and I put it in a strainer, and I strained all the water out as much as I could. I pressed on the spinach because you don't want a soggy quiche, and spinach has a lot of water. So just stick that. This is just one full package of frozen spinach. All right, these are good. So they're ready to go in the pie shell. So as soon as the pie shells are done pre-cooking a little bit, I'm going to pour these in the pie shells. Okay, so I removed the foil. I took the pie weights out and I put them back in there for 7 minutes. I poked them with a fork, and now they're ready to go. They're ready for the custard to go in. So again, the custard, just the base of it, is 4 eggs and a cup of half and half. So here goes this, and you'll see why I recommend a deep dish, because this will come all the way up to the top. You're just going to want to spread it out a little bit in there so everything's evenly distributed. You don't want all of your filling just to be in one side. You want it to be all over so you get a little of everything in every bite. Okay, so there's the ham one. Let's move on to the spinach. Yum, yum. Get in my belly. Okay, so I'm just going to get every last drop here. You don't want to leave any goodie behind. Yeah, just spread it out. Okay, now these are ready for the oven. So they're going to go in the oven for 35 minutes. Okay, so I'll see you back here in 35 minutes. Okay, it's been 35 minutes. The quiches are ready. I'm pulling them out of the oven. Oh, come to mama. Aren't they gorgeous? Okay, so I'm going to let them cool about 5-10 minutes at the most, because you still want to serve them warm. But while they cool, I want to tell you that these can be prepared well in advance. So you cook them, you bake them up, and then you can freeze them for up to 3 months. So if you're planning for a holiday or a trip away, or even just a few Saturdays or Sundays down the road, go ahead and make a few quiches, and then you can freeze them. And all you need to do is cover them with foil and stick them in the freezer. So I would freeze them flat. I'd freeze them first on a baking sheet, and then once they're frozen, you can take them off the baking sheet, and then you can stack them. But there are so many things that you can put into a quiche. Just follow my recipe of 4 eggs and 1 cup of half and half, but you can put any sort of fresh vegetable in there, asparagus, mushrooms, you can put sausage. And this is my recommendation for cheeses. That's what I think is really the best, but if you would rather pair other ones, try them out. Everything is fine and everything's good. That's the thing of beauty about quiche, is that you can put the kitchen sink in there, still tastes good. So anyway, they're a good meal, and you pair them with a side salad, and you can have a lunch or even a dinner too. So we're gonna wait just a few minutes, and then I'm gonna dive in. Okay, I think it's time to cut, dig in. It's nice and tender. Sean wants a piece of the ham and cheese, so I'll get him one of those. The first piece to pull out is always the trickiest. Let's see how I do here. Yeah, right on the plate. It's a little puny of a piece. I went ahead and cut myself a piece of the spinach one, and I know it's going to be delicious. So thank you so much for watching Cook with Brooke. I always appreciate it. Be sure and subscribe to the button down below if you haven't already, and follow me at farmhouse1820.com. Cheers.